Hey everybody. So this week's Parsha, Bereshit, we are starting the cycle of Kriyat Torah, of reading the Torah. Once again, just finished Simchat Torah, and what do? We're right back at it. So the beginning of the Parsha is the 6 days of creation. Many people are very, very intimidated by this part of the Torah because, let's face it, the very nature of God creating something is very esoteric. And indeed, when we talk about the definition of Kabbalah, the most mystical, far-reaching part of the Torah, Maimonides points out that there were two branches, two main parts of Kabbalah, of mysticism. One is Maaseh Bereshit, is the description at the beginning of creation, and the other is Maaseh Merkava, this vision that the prophet Ezekiel saw that's described at the beginning of his book. So it could be very, very intimidating looking at this and trying to get some meaning behind it. But the bottom line is when we study Torah, there's 4 different levels. There's different ways of looking at it, and Kabbalah obviously is the most mystical. But at the other end of the spectrum, we have Pshat. We have the simple meaning of the words and getting the basic definition and understanding and lessons based on the Pshat, based on just the translation and the basic understanding. So here's 2 ideas that I think we could take from creation. Number 1, God creates, and it's the course of 7 days, without getting into the issue of is the universe billions of years or not. Dr. Gerald Schroeder has wonderful books about that, Genesis and the Big Bang, much too complex and long for me to go into now. Plus, I don't even fully understand it, but check that out. But still, the point is, let's face it, he's God. He could do whatever he wants. He's all powerful. He's almighty. He could have done creation in 1 day. He could have done creation in 1 moment. What's schlepping it out over 7 days? What's the purpose of that? I think it teaches us a very important lesson. That when you're trying to build something, you go through stages. It doesn't all happen right away. It's got step 1, step 2, build it up till you get to the finale. And so God is trying to get across that nothing happens immediately. Even for God, he takes steps and stages to create the universe. Doesn't just do it with a snap of a finger, even though he could. Perhaps to get across this idea to us that when we're building our universe, when we're building our life, when we're building our business, what we're building, it takes time, it takes stages. We have to go through that. And the second lesson is by the time we get to the end of this Parsha, we know that this project, this undertaking of creating a universe, it didn't start off well. Adam and Eve sinned, they did the wrong thing, boom, they're kicked out of the Garden of Eden, Cain and Abel. And things get progressively worse. 10 generations from Adam until Noah, to the point where God regrets what he made. He fails, so to speak. No, I can't say that on my own. This is what the Torah, in a certain sense, is saying. At the very end of the Parsha, that God saw, Ki Rabba Ra'at Adam, that the man's inclination was just evil all day long, was wrong. V'yinachem Hashem, and God regretted, Ki Asat Adam, that he made man. V'yityatzev elibo, it pained him in his heart. Obviously, this is anthropomorphism. It's talking about God in our terms. Obviously, there's issues of God knows everything, which we're not going to get into. But the Torah is still getting across the idea that even God, so to speak, failed the first time. It didn't go as he would have really, really wanted it to go. And again, we got to pull the lesson that for ourselves, that whatever undertaking that we take, you're going to fail. We're going to fail, yes. Yes, that's natural. That's fine. You speak to anybody who succeeded at anything, business, life, family, whatever, they'll tell you how many times they stumbled, how many times they failed, how many times they hit rock bottom. Happens all the time. And so we see from the very, very beginning of creation, whatever exactly it means, because perfect God failing, but here it's written in the Torah, in creation. It gets to a point where God regrets, so to speak, what he made. It pained him, and he has to start over with Noah. And he starts over again, in a certain sense, with Avraham. And so, it gets across this point to us that failure is endemic. It's going to happen. You're going to fall flat on your face. The only option is to get back up and try again. Two lessons that we can get from this parsha, as mystical as it might be. Whenever we undertake anything, understand and appreciate it's not going to happen overnight. We got to go through it in stages. And number two, failure is going to happen. It even happens, so to speak, for God. So if it can happen for God, it certainly can happen for us. And we just got to soldier on and keep at it. Then we'll get to success. Shabbat Shalom.